Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about blood sugar levels and what do you do if you can't get them to go down? So I started tracking my blood glucose levels in November, and within the first few weeks, I was able to control my daytime numbers. I would eat less carbs, go for walks, do all the typical tips and tricks, and it worked. My blood glucose during the day ended up being perfect. But what I noticed was that at night, sometimes in the middle of the night, my blood glucose would spike and then stay up and would not go down until my feet hit the ground when I stood up to get up for the day. And at first I thought, well, if I control my daytime numbers enough, the nighttime numbers will follow, but maybe it'll take them a little while. So I was talking to doctors, I was asking questions, and I was like, what do you do with the nighttime numbers? And they were like, well, they should be higher than what they are during the day, but not too high. And, you should be all right. But my numbers were sometimes pretty high. I would hit 140, anywhere from 140 to almost 200, and one night actually 200, and stay that high for a while. So I knew it was affecting my A1C, it was affecting my blood sugar averages, but I just didn't know what to do to get it to go down. And so I started walking more in the evenings, but that didn't have any effect on it. I started drinking water. I started changing what my nighttime meal was. So at first I would eat dinner and then I would add in a little bit of carbs, a little bit by each meal, just add in a little bit more carbs to see if maybe my keto dinner was affecting my nighttime values somehow, but it didn't really have much of a significance on the actual nighttime numbers, and they were continuing to be way too high. So I kept reading about it and doing all the tips and tricks, but there are three very specific things that worked for me to get the nighttime numbers down. And I'm hoping these three tips will also help you if this is what you struggle with. So like I said, I tried everything, but nothing was really working except for these three things. So the first thing I did was move my dinner time sooner. So if I can eat and have everything done by 5 o'clock in the evening, my numbers do way better overall at night. And so what I had to do was move my intermittent fasting schedule to a different time frame so that I was eating earlier and then eating earlier in the day by the next day, so that my last meal would end by 5 o'clock. However, I can't always do that with our home life. Sometimes we need to eat later than that. So the next thing that I came up with that actually worked was making my nighttime meal, I'm calling it a nighttime meal, my dinner time meal much smaller. So what I was doing was taking it down to a very single serving size, which was smaller than what I was originally trying to consume. And by consuming less of whatever it is, I have an easier time with controlling my nighttime numbers. However, those two tricks combined still didn't give me really perfect, good readings at night. And so I tried walking, walk a mile before you go to sleep, or walk a mile after you eat, or walk 10 minutes after you eat, and your numbers would lower. And mine never did. None of that ever really helped. Someone said, take a cold shower, drop your blood sugar numbers, but mine just wouldn't respond to any of that. It specifically wasn't responding while I was sleeping. And so I would try to walk more, get more activity in, which is also tricky because you guys know I deal with lupus and energy levels can be really down some days, or I may not have the full energy to go for a mile walk. So that became a little bit tricky. But something that I found, there is a supplement. So I started going down the supplements list. I tried berberine. It's supposed to lower your sugar levels. I tried cinnamon. I tried other supplements that I don't even remember the names of, but my blood sugar levels, it never had an impact on the nighttime readings. In fact, berberine never had an impact even on my daytime readings. It never really did much. So I kept researching and checking, and I accidentally stumbled upon this particular supplement because I was taking supplements with this manufacturer or with this brand for other reasons. And I accidentally, just by chance, happened to order their grass-fed beef pancreas. It's by Ancestral supplements. And I gave it a try. And I honestly didn't think that it would lower my blood sugar levels. I gave it a try for other reasons. But lo and behold, I ended up taking a few in the morning to see what would happen or what it would do. And I started to notice a much lower blood sugar level during the day. And once I was able to connect the dots, I went ahead and went off of the supplement and back on the supplement several times. And sure enough, my blood sugar correlated lower every time I was on the supplement. So I was taking a few of these every morning. Then I got the bright idea, why not take a few at night? So the serving size of this particular supplement is actually 6 capsules, but I take it a little bit differently than what the directions instruct you to do. So I take my first 4 in the morning, and my daytime numbers are even lower than what they were before. And they're actually more like a regular person now, a normal person, blood sugar levels all day during the day. Then with me controlling my diet and doing the other 2 tips that I already shared with you, adding this supplement, so I take 2 at night before I go to sleep with my nighttime magnesium supplement, and my numbers are much lower during the night. They're running about in the 120s now, steady. They don't do that weird, awful spike, and they don't stay elevated or anything like that. So now it's much easier to control a much lower sugar level while I'm sleeping. Now, these pills really work well if you're following a pretty good diet protocol to help you lower your blood sugars. Like, for instance, keto, or maybe you like carnivore, or maybe you just like low carb, which is more of what I do. It's just like a lower carb day. I don't eat a lot of carbs by any means, but if I want to have a few carbs, I'll allow it. But let's say you don't change your diet and you don't change your lifestyle. These pills have little to no effect from what I can tell. It's just, these pills aren't magic. They're not going to be able to control everything. But if you change your diet and lifestyle, and that's still not enough to control your blood sugar, and it wasn't enough for me. I tried really hard, but my nighttime levels were just uncontrollable no matter what I did. And by changing my diet and my lifestyle and then adding the supplement in, I now have blood sugar levels that are the equivalent of a normal person. For instance, the other morning I woke up, got dressed, got ready, I checked my blood sugar level, and I was at 101 fasting, which I haven't seen that number in 20 years. I really, really haven't. My fasting blood sugar levels have slowly been going up over the years. And I have not been able to control it with diet, with lifestyle changes, whatever. They've still continued to creep up. But with this supplement, it has been the magic pill for me. It really, really has. Now, I told you that I tried other supplements. I tried berberine. I tried a few other supplements. I don't even remember the names, but it had little to no effect on my blood sugar. I have no idea why. That's with changing diet, changing lifestyle. It still wasn't getting my blood sugars within range. And I thought I was a lost cause for a second. I was like, oh God, oh wow, you've crossed over some kind of crazy barrier. You're not going to be able to control it with diet and lifestyle. But these pills, this supplement gave it all back, and then some. So with the changes that I told you about, I'm able to take a few of these each night, and I also take a few every single morning that I wake up. And blood sugar levels have never looked better. In fact, I can't wait for the next A1C test. I used to hate those tests. I used to not want to do it and procrastinate, but for the first time, I'm actually looking forward to it to see what my numbers have done according to taking these supplements, changing my lifestyle, changing my diet, and everything else. So the 3 tips that I just shared, the meal size, having meals earlier in the day, and changing my intermittent fasting window, along with the beef grass-fed Pancreas, has been a miracle worker for me. All 3 of those things combined have finally made my blood glucose numbers within normal ranges. And I can't wait to see what the A1C says. So when I do take another A1C, I will make a video and compare the latest A1C to the newest A1C and let you know exactly what changed or what didn't change and what my path would be moving forward. So if you have stubborn blood glucose numbers, try some of these tips out and see if it helps you. I hope that this video finds the right people and that this allows you to have a much more normal range of blood sugar value. So this particular supplement gave me hope again. I hope to continue down this path, and I can't wait to see what comes up next. I'll see you guys in the next video.